Welcome to Ari's Financial Backslash. In this video, we'll walk you through exactly how to calculate your SMSF's borrowing power and uncover your superfund's hidden property investment potential. Watch on to discover how your self-managed superfund can start making smarter, strategic property investment decisions today.
Welcome. Today we're diving into a really powerful strategy for building your retirement savings, using your self-managed superfund or SMSF to invest in property. You know, so many trustees have no idea about their fund's true potential, and we're here to help you unlock it.
So, let's just ask it straight up. Is your superfund sitting on a goldmine of untapped potential? Well, chances are, yeah, it probably is. The key to unlocking all of that is to first understand exactly what your fund can borrow. Seriously, this is the critical first step before you do anything else.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning and build a really solid foundation. Before you can unlock any of that potential, you've got to understand how SMSF borrowing actually works.
First up, the core concept itself, SMSF borrowing power. Now, this is not like your personal home loan. It's the absolute maximum amount your superfund can borrow, and it's all calculated based on the specific financial health of your fund.
And how is this possible? Well, it's all thanks to something called a Limited Recourse Borrowing Arrangement, or LRBA for short. This is the absolute key. It basically means that if something goes wrong with the loan, the lender can only come after the property it financed. They can't touch any of your fund's other assets. It's a crucial safety net that keeps the rest of your retirement savings safe and sound.
And look, the Australian Taxation Office is crystal clear on this. As a trustee, it's your job, your responsibility, to make decisions that are in the best financial interest of everyone in the fund. And that responsibility makes it absolutely essential to know your exact borrowing capacity before you even think about making an offer.
So, how do we get you from just guessing to having a solid, concrete number? Let's get practical and find out exactly what your fund is capable of. The calculation is actually pretty straightforward. Lenders are really just looking at 5 key things to get a complete financial picture of your fund: your total balance, all of your income sources, any existing debts you might have, the contributions from members, and finally, the details of the property you're actually aiming for.
Once you plug all those details into a calculator, you get an immediate, tangible number. So, for example, discovering your fund has a borrowing capacity of, say, $750,000, that instantly transforms your search. You're no longer just browsing aimlessly. You're actively hunting for specific properties inside a realistic price range. It's a total game changer.
But knowing this number, it isn't just about satisfying your curiosity. It gives you a massive, and I mean massive, strategic advantage in the property market.
I mean, the advantages are huge. You start making smarter, more informed decisions. You can actually build a real long-term plan. You save an incredible amount of time by not even looking at properties you can't afford or filling out loan applications that are just doomed to fail from the start. And most importantly, when you do find that perfect property, you can negotiate from a position of real strength and confidence.
But, and this is important, an online calculator is just the starting point. It gives you a powerful estimate for sure, but there are other factors you absolutely have to consider. The lenders, they're looking at a much bigger picture.
A perfect example of this is the loan-to-value ratio, or LVR. Now, for a standard home loan, you might get a 95% LVR. But for an SMSF loan, lenders are much more cautious. They'll typically cap it at 70 to 80%. And why is that? Well, remember that limited recourse structure? It means their risk is higher. So what that means for you is that your fund needs a much larger deposit ready to go.
So what else do you need to be aware of? Well, things like higher interest rates, specific liquidity requirements. You'll even find restrictions on the types of property you can buy. For instance, you usually can't get a construction loan. And if the fund members are getting close to retirement, you can bet the lenders are going to apply even stricter tests.
Okay, so now that you've got the lay of the land, how can you actually proactively work to maximize your fund's borrowing power and really unlock its full potential? There are a few really powerful strategies. You can optimize member contributions to beef up the fund's cash balance. You can use tax efficiencies like negative gearing. That's where a property's expenses are higher than its income, creating a taxable loss that actually improves the fund's overall cash flow. Choosing a new property can also be a really smart move, since the higher depreciation claims can lower the fund's taxable income, making it look even stronger in the eyes of a lender.
You know, when it all comes down to it, it's really about this one thing. In the world of SMSF investing, knowledge is your single greatest asset. truly understanding your borrowing capacity is what gives you the confidence to make those sharp, strategic decisions that line up perfectly with your retirement goals.
So we end right back where we started, but now you have a clear path forward. The journey to unlocking your fund's hidden potential really does begin with this one simple question. What is my SMSF's borrowing power? Because the answer to that could open up a world of investment opportunities you never even knew existed.